Hello, I'm Richard Schoelerman.
And I'm Jackie Schoelerman.
I had some friends in Arizona who recommended a couple of people up here, and we did. We met you just by going into a house,
yeah.
And there you were. And we saw a lot of houses, and you were insanely patient with us.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. Insanely patient. There's one thing I can say about the whole experience was that we learned, though, is whatever you told us to do, actually it was easier to do it that way because it worked in the end,
Right.
rather than trying to do it ourselves.
And
Just
I want to
listen.
give Richard some credit here, because we met Richard maybe the third or fourth house that we looked at, and he had some very good advice, and at a time when I was ready to buy a house in a liquefaction zone on the side of a mountain,
Yes, I remember that one.
and I was just sure that we could overcome any problems. Richard had a way of saying, I don't think so.
To which I thought, thank you, Richard, because this is a little bit too rural for me, and I know Michael loves it, but I don't want to live here. I remember this vividly. Your appointment was for 4. I turned up at the same time you did, and I got to the top of the driveway, and I said, I need to call Michael. He's going to like this place. I called him. He came down by about 4:30, 4:45. We looked through the house really quickly. It was just like a whistle-stop tour. Met the seller's agent and looked at each other, went out the front and said, let's make an offer. And we did. And by about 9 or 10 o'clock the next day, which was Friday morning, we'd made an offer. And we looked at each other and thought, has this actually happened? Because we've never been successful before. Is this real? And it turned out to be the best place.
Yeah. And Jackie recommended a guy to help us get the financing, and we had it done again in
5 days or 4 days. And I have to say, I think that Jackie deserves a medal for dealing with the seller. They were difficult. And it was a real relief not to have to do that in the end.
Yeah.
So, if you want someone who really knows their market and understands both what the sellers are looking for and how they're going to behave and what you need to do as a buyer.
The other thing that I would say recommended you is that we always felt like you were on our side. And there were times when I've been going through this process in other places that I thought, I'm not so sure the real estate agent is on my side. I think they're on their side, or maybe even on the buyer's side.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, so definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.